cookies, but so little time. Let's go with these ones. And, oh yeah, these ones. Yep. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Baking with Becca, Winter Edition. For this episode, I'll be showing you how to make two different types of holiday cookies. The first one are peppermint melt-away cookies, and they are melt-in-the-mouth deliciousness. The second type is chai spice cookies, and these are sure to warm the cockles of anybody's heart. So without further ado, let's get in the kitchen and start baking.
Here's the list of ingredients you'll need to make peppermint melt-away cookies. In a large mixing bowl, beat 2 sticks of softened butter until light and fluffy. Then add 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar and 1 teaspoon of peppermint extract and beat again. Grab about 5 to 8 candy canes, depending on how much peppermint flavor you like, and ground them up until they're really fine with just a few larger chunks. Then set aside while we grab a couple of other ingredients. Add in some red food coloring for a festive red color. Then we'll grab 2 tablespoons of the ground peppermint candy mixture. Next is the flour, of which you'll need 2 cups. Then we'll beat that until all is incorporated fully. I decided I wanted a little more red color in mine, so I added 4 more drops of red food coloring and mixed again. After mixing it with the beater a second time, I decided I wanted a little bit more red color, so I added a few more drops and mixed it by hand so that I wouldn't overwork the dough. It's not a very vivid red, but it ends up being a nice soft hue for some cute peppermint cookies. Next, we'll take dough by the teaspoonful and roll them into a ball and set them on our cookie sheets. You don't need to have them spaced very far apart because they don't spread much, so you can fit a lot onto one cookie pan. Then, simply take your thumb and make a small indent in the middle just so that they don't rise too much. Then we're off to the oven. You'll need to preheat to 400 degrees and bake the cookies for 8 to 10 minutes. I always flip them halfway through for the most even baking. After pulling them out, let them cool on a cooling rack until mostly cool, then go ahead and get your topping ready. Grab a large plastic bag that you can close on top and put in 1/2 cup of powdered sugar and the rest of your ground up candy canes. Then simply toss in the cookies and give them a good shake. This will help us evenly coat our cookies and give them that extra peppermint oomph. Now it's on to the next cookies. Here's the list of ingredients you'll need to make those. To begin, grab a medium-sized mixing bowl and add in 2½ cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Whisk together to combine, then we'll set that aside for now. In a large mixing bowl, combine 1 3/4 cups of white sugar, 2½ teaspoons ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon ground ginger, 1½ teaspoons ground cardamom, 1 teaspoon ground allspice, and 1/4 teaspoon of fine ground black pepper. Then whisk it all together so that it's all evenly distributed and set aside 1/4 cup of this mixture in a separate bowl for later so that we can roll our cookies in it. Add in 2 sticks of softened butter to your sugar mixture and beat until light and fluffy. Then you can add in your teaspoon of vanilla extract and your egg. Then simply beat again, making sure to scrape down the sides of the bowl so that you get an even mix. Now's the time to add our flour mixture to our butter mixture. I add my flour all at once, and then so that it doesn't puff up at me, all I do is just take the mixture with the power turned off and gently prod it around. Then I put it on full blast. This gentle mixing to start just helps it so that it doesn't puff up in your face. Mix until evenly incorporated. It should look a little bit crumbly like this. Now we can make our dough balls. Take a cookie scoop or a teaspoon or a tablespoon, whichever you prefer. Grab some dough and roll into a ball. Then, using that 1/4 cup of the sugar mixture that we set aside earlier, simply roll the balls in the sugar and set them on a cookie sheet about 2 inches apart. Then grab a glass and simply flatten the cookies down a little bit. You don't need to press too hard to do this. Then it's off to the oven preheated at 355 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes or until golden brown. I can't wait to take a bite.
Thank you for joining us for this special episode of Baking with Becca, Holiday Edition. I hope you enjoy these cookies as much as I do this season. Now I'm going to eat this whole tin of cookies. And if you have a favorite, let us know in the comments below. Have a wonderful rest of your holidays. Bye!
Now it's time for me to eat this whole tin of cookies by myself and watch some holiday movies.